G'day and welcome back to Stitch Up and another episode of Planet Coaster and the Studios Pack. And yes, some changes have been made and some improvements have been, basically the park has been continued a little bit. So I'm just continuing with this series with building a bit on camera and then going through some plans and then building a bit off camera as well. So last time we basically put together the road and then in the very previous episode we put together this soundstage, which is now Soundstage 5. So what I want to do is I want to give guests the idea that they walk into the park and then they see, they see this sort of cityscape and they can tell this is a studio park straight away. I want to give them glimpses of roller coasters in the background, so I'm thinking maybe eventually a roller coaster will be through here. I want them to see the roller coasters, but really I want a massive part of the park just to be a whole portion of the park just to be this whole idea of soundstage, working sound stages. Remember, we're going to have the pirate, the filming of the pirate scene with a big pirate ship going on in Soundstage 5. Something else will happen over here in this soundstage over here as well. I put in some little fire escapes. I put some details in. I've even made it so that the number 5 is lit up at night time, and you've got your red lights for filming as well. I'm trying to work out if I can get those red lights showing during the day a bit more. I might put little covers over them, but yeah, we can see how that goes. Put some water tanks in, and we've just sort of filled it out a little bit and maybe finished off a bit of the detail. Things I'm not happy with is this whole area here. So we'll keep the fountain, but I don't like the fact that these are really big, thick walkways. They're a waste. I want more green. I want this to be a bit of a green space as well. I want lots of manicured planting and trees and all that sort of stuff. And at the moment, everything looks very in the desert, lots of concrete, not much green. So I want it to be a green oasis. I want the idea of this big park to be in the desert, but lots of water being used from big water tanks under the mountains to make everything lovely. And then, of course, if we just scroll back a little bit, I've been continuing along on the hotel, the entrance. So I do want it to be grand. It's weird, this desert setting. I'm getting I am going to call the park Sunset Park because it doesn't matter what time I go to, but in the desert here, it's lighting, it's shadows, it seems to be sunset, either sunrise or sunset at any time of the day. It doesn't matter. I can go to, so we're 4 p.m. at the moment. If I go to 10 a.m., you can see here, again, big shadows over here, and it looks like the sun is just getting ready to set over there. Obviously, it's rising. So in this hotel, these guys would all have nice shade as the sun rises. The sun looks like it's just coming up over there. So I moved the vehicles over to here as well just to get them out of the way because they're not meant to be part of it at all. They are just there for adding into the park. So they were here, and I started to build here. I'm starting to notice that with these really big sound stages that that the park is not massive, and I need to start thinking about how I'm going to divide it up. I've actually got a couple of ideas as well. I thought of possibly, given that I've got a desert scenario, I thought of possibly setting up a whole portion of the park that is devoted to an IP of this particular studio, so some intellectual property. So, and I was thinking of maybe doing Ratchet and Clank, the video game. So I was thinking of having a Ratchet and Clank world where they can walk through and they can get to this Ratchet and Clank world, and I think that could be kind of cool. I think a lovely Ratchet and Clank roller coaster. I've got, I actually started to build a Ratchet and Clank park because I love it. And I started to build it. It was one of my first parks that I built. So I've actually got a few little pieces that I've created, and we can finish some of the ideas that I wanted to do in that park. We could do that in here. So I'm possibly looking at doing that. I'm thinking in this episode I would like to lay out the studio. I'd like to redo this. So I'd like to just the studio tour. So I wanted to put the studio tour in its spot, and then I'm thinking as well that I wonder if possibly we start the studio tour on in a soundstage. I think it could work. Well, then again, I guess the idea of the guests walking into a soundstage but then going off to soundstages isn't brilliant, so maybe not. So we will relocate the studio tour in this episode. In fact, let's do it now. And then I've got to think, as much as I like how this road here hugs the guest area, I don't like it that it does it on two sides. So I want the bus to come down here, but then I'm going to get the bus to turn off. So we will relocate it. And Jonty from Geekism was doing his bus tour, and what was really cool was, so if I stop this, what was really cool on his is he had markers. Ride status closed. That doesn't look closed. What's happened? Ride status closed and edit track. Here we go. And he put the markers on so he could see when it goes underground. He could see where it was. So still got to find out how to put those on. More controls? No. Okay. All right. Here we go. Markers. Height markers, I've got them off. We want terrain relative or sea level. Terrain relative, yeah, so, or sea level, terrain relative. Yeah, and so this is pretty cool because at least now I can see where the track goes. So that's a nice little connector, and I can see, I could follow the 2 points and always find it, as opposed to when I had them off, I would just have to go looking for it like that. So that was cool. Jonty did that, and thank you for that, Jonty. I appreciate that. All right, cool. Okay, so let's relocate this. Now, the idea originally was that this would be here so that the guests would be able to walk in and get straight into the studio tour, and I kind of don't mind it. Let's think about how big the park is. Let's think about where they come in. I'm wondering if maybe I put it over this side. Ooh, that would be quite a thing to... Remember they were supposed to end... the idea is that they go through this streetscape and they end it. They end on the streetscape. So I wonder if maybe... Do we go deeper into the ground? That could be good. We do a tunnel entrance, a portal. I think we do a tunnel entrance. Make it like a car going into a tunnel area. Is that what we do? I think either way, I haven't given myself enough room. I think this whole thing needs to move. So if we go, all right, we're editing the track already. Well, I know the problem is going to be here. So if I put it here and I disconnect that one, and I know that I don't want any of this coming along here. I really want it to turn. All right, so if I was to do another street running along that way, let me just put that back on, yep. And now if I can just get over here to this side, and if I can just get my station. I've got to be careful here because I could break the ride beyond repair. All right, so I've got to think about this. How do they go in? Would a tunnel work there? A tunnel portal? It would work. They come out of the street, they go into some sort of tunnel, and I kind of think it would work, yeah. And then that would maybe then leave me enough room to just get it going there. That could work. Okay. I think we're going to change this all up anyway. I don't like this really big thick path. This is all going to change anyway. So, all right. Let's go from here. So if I go here, yep. So I'm there and I'm on a straight line. And really, he should swing back a bit. Ooh, let's get that off. And I just think if he can be a bit more kind of, he's come around the corner, and now he's kind of just, he needs to commit to it. And then I think at this point, it's dropped straight down. And let's see how deep he goes. Yeah. We don't have auto tunnels, do we? No. So if I just do this, is that going to auto tunnel? At what point is he going to auto tunnel? So if I go here, so this would essentially be the last straight piece. Now the next bit here, if I go auto tunnel and drop it, ooh, he doesn't like any of it though because of the, why doesn't he like it? Is it because of the roads there? It could be. Let me just get out of it for a second. It could be because of these guys. And then we can put those in at some point. But if I go here, and we are here, and at this point I want to go down. Hang on, no. Oop. So if I'm there, and we've got the auto tunneling thing happening, why wouldn't we be able to auto tunnel here? Is that a C? Is it a C thing? What's the problem? Okay, auto tunnel's not going to be happening. I wonder if maybe he goes out, and at this point he goes to go right down and auto tunnel. So the problem is he's going to try and go into the ground there. And can he auto tunnel now? Yes. So I might be able to then excavate the rest manually. That could be interesting. All right. Now, is my next bit going to be that he goes? It's you know, because it's quite unrealistic that he's underground. Oop. That's not what we want. And these guys are auto-tunneling as well. But I want to get back to this bit. I don't want to do that. I want to get back to my other bits. Yeah. Hang on. Ooh. Oh, God. There we go. That's what I want. I want to be back there. Now, he said a 0 degree level. So let me see if I can... Geez, I wonder if I'm ruining all this. Oh, LinkedIn has come up. Brilliant. All right, let's see. Ooh, okay, he's going up now. Now that just seems to work. Can we connect it with this? No. Just coming right back to the station there, isn't he? Right. Okay, that might work. Let me just see if we can do that. And I'll have to fix the terrain area in a bit. And I'll have to go back and fix the station area in a bit too. But can we at least go done testing? Alright, now if this guy's here, auto tunneling no good. However, terrain sculpting. So if we go roughen, push, and we're going to need this to be small. And now we'll see if we can kind of this could work. Yes, this could work. Very close to where the guests are. That might work. Let's see how it looks when he comes around here. Could do like a massive... We could build the tunnel entrance all on here too. We could make this all nice. So he would come around there. And he would go into the tunnel. You know, it's kind of what I was looking for. It's kind of what I was after. So if I go size down but intensity bigger, will that help? Yeah. So we could make it a black tunnel as well. It kind of works. Yeah. I think that's sort of what I was looking for. Need to just work out how this tidies up a little bit. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a fantastical approach. It's not really. Let's see those buses clipping. You notice I put in some garbage trucks over here too, and buses. No, that's good. They go around there. I really like the cityscape. I think it's coming up pretty well. I think it's a nice little start off. I was thinking on this corner here of making a church with a big garden in the area, and possibly putting that in there. I think that might be nice. Again, I'm thinking of these things being set pieces from another time. So you know, or from movies. So yeah, okay. So. All right, I think we're going to leave the tunnel part there. I think that's kind of what I was going for. I'm now going to, so I successfully ruined that. Now I think what I'll go and do is ruin the pathway. All right, so I'm just going to try something here. If I go to paths, and I think I'm on the right path. So if I take that off, oh God. Let me just do it on this stretch and see if we can, because if we stuff it, at least I can undo that. Actually, if I just do this, and I go select grid, and I'm small. No, I don't want the select grid. So yeah, okay. So I think what I need to do is unselect the grid and take these guys off as well. Yep. Now. What I think I need to do here is go a bit more plaza. So this grid's good. This grid is good. So if I go here and select the grid. Selecting grid. Hang on. I just want to kind of do it. Yeah, brilliant. So these guys are off and running. Now let me see. So if we were to go, well, this is all going to be. Now what's obstructing that, please? What am I on? Let's go that one. And of course something's obstructing it, but I'm not sure what. Hang on, I'm trying to find the original part. What is the original path? Is it? Oh yeah, it's a crisscross. And if we go select grid, we should be. Okay, right? And so if I go all the way down here, that's not bad because I could then create a green space in that area. So let me just think about this. All right, we are going for major symmetry at the moment. So let's just do this, and we're going 2 across as well. But at least here, I think I've got options. Yeah, that kind of works. That works. There's a lot of that, but I can put big park areas in the middle and benches and things like that. So I kind of think that works. Let me just see if I keep going around here. If he was to do this, how's he going to go? So what, you got a little space there. Now that might line up perfectly. I'm hoping. Just yeah, because I can put a green space in this bit, and I can. I'm not too worried about the guests not going right up to that. I could always redo my fountain. That's fine. Yeah, I mean I need to probably. Yeah, I think I could push that back a bit. This gives me options. Okay, so let's while we're there, just take off a few of these. These guests are gonna be walking, going, hang on. Oh, they just disappear. They just they just sort of kind of decommission themselves. All right, so we're going to do this. Let's see how we went along there. Yeah, I think we're fluking. Are we fluking these? Well, we're not fluking them because they're kind of not the right parts anyway, but it gives me an idea of if I redo my fountain, at least I know how far away my edges of the fountain can be now because I've got this space. And what is interesting here, it said obstructed and I panicked. So this is cool because I think I can now put curb on there. No, I don't want to put curb on this side. I didn't mind that this side didn't have curb. I thought that was all right. Okay, so that's good. These guys are probably going to clip under that, but we are having 2 across, and we will go for symmetry here, but I can do that at another point. Do these paths connect? Can the guests get back and forwards? No, they're like, hang on, what's happening? Oh God, hang on. Hang on. No, all the guests are stuck, are they? Are they stuck? Yeah, they're saying, hang on, we can't get back. Right. Okay, so we've got that. That connects in. Oh, it doesn't connect in with that? No, it does connect in with that, so that's good. Then what's the problem? What is the issue? Okay, let's pull up some of these. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I see. Yes. So now I've got to go to paths, and at this point I've got to connect the damn things. Why won't it connect? Oh, okay, because they're connected there. They could connect like that. Okay, Houston, we have a major issue here. That would connect them all in, and that would connect them in there. Okay, that would work. Now the guests are all heading back, so they'd be able to get in here. They just can't connect in there anymore. Yes, they can. They can get in there. They can get in there. Is everyone happy? Everyone's leaving the park. All right. Okay, let's get some more of these then. So we want, what do you got there? One. I don't think, I think when you go close up, I don't think my guests are clipping nicely. I think it's clipping pretty poorly, but that's just how it is. I think we need an archway to get into this area too at some point. But yeah, I think I'm a bit happier with that. I think that kind of is nice. I think eventually what I want to do is when we go to paths, you can see this is 2 across. Let me just move across. You can see these are 2 across. What I eventually want to do is go 3 across, and then so move this in, make this a bit smaller, so it's 3 across, and then we go straight into the fountain, and then I'll be able to get rid of the middle section in areas and put planting. So I guess I'll walk around it, and there'll be lovely planting areas, and it leaves me room to put bins and seats and all that sort of stuff. I think that's going to add to green space. So I think that's good. All right, we've made those necessary adjustments. I will go back and finish all this at some point. Oh yes, so the hotel is I think coming along. I think from the front we can sort of see what's happening. The roof's not very ornate at the moment. The roofing was the last thing I just put on just before I kicked off this episode. I do like at the back we've got these bits. There'll be some detailing at the top there as well, and I am looking at possibly doing this double height balcony here with these areas here as well. So again, I was thinking of using it as a hotel. I'm still in 2 minds about this. This could just be an entrance building and there could be a hotel somewhere else. At the moment I'm not too sure, but I do have these cavernous sides that I can just get in there, move some roof pieces off, fill in some guest rooms. So I think turning it into an actual hotel would be pretty easy. Yeah, so I think that's pretty cool. We can now start to just, I think, let's maybe look at, well now I can really, yeah, now I can really start to work out what's going to happen on this area. And I think that all kind of works. Fire station, go straight into there. Yeah, it's a bit odd, isn't it? I don't know if I've made things better or worse. I don't know. I know what'll happen. This is one that I need to sit with, and inspiration will come to me, and I'll work out exactly what's correct. So yeah, so that's basically that episode. I might leave it here. We brought you up to speed with some of the changes that we've made. I think in the next episode we'll possibly look at, I wouldn't mind putting some rides in at some point. So maybe I need to commit to Ratchet and Clank World and then get a ride going in, or I need to start thinking about layout as well, because, you know, how do the guests get into the other parts of the park? Because at the moment they walk along a path here, and I believe they can go up to, so yes, this is all guest walkable. Yeah, they can go up to the ATMs. So I need to work out exactly how the guests get in and around the park, and I think I'll continue another one along there, and another one along here. And we can see whether or not we'll let guests come into this area as well. So yeah, these are all pretty small paths as well. These are single width paths. What's clipping there? What is that? Oh, I don't like it when it does that. These are all single width paths though, so when the park gets busy, I think there's going to be problems. So I need to work out whether guests come up here and get into the rest of the park. Like if you wanted to come in and you wanted to go, well, we're not going to do the studio tour till after lunch, where can we go to get straight on the rides? I think the guests at that point need to, would want to walk directly to that part. So if I think about general layouts, let's have a look at the room we've got. I've got to devote an area of the park just to studio, so I wonder if maybe, oh geez, that is big. I thought it all goes to here, but really, look at that, it goes up to here, and we've got the use of the mountains, we've got use of the ridge, and then where do you go to? So the park is, yeah, the park is quite big. I think some reason I went all SimCity and thought, oh, I haven't got enough room. Excuse me, bit of a cough there. Okay. And I think, a lake, I think we do need water as well. So might put a lake over here and, studio tour. So he's taken up that. Remember with this one, my mandate for this park was to have everything tucked in together. So I will finish this area fairly soon. Well, not fairly soon, but I'll always be working on it. But I'll start to fill in all this area. I know the planting and everything I want to do. There's going to need to be more access to information and stuff. I'm working out whether I want a monorail, and I think the idea is get a monorail station in and don't build the monorail until I need it. But I want to be careful in this park and I want it to be different to the last park in that I don't want them to rely on a transport ride. The transport ride is going to be there for them to use, well, if we use the transport ride, but I want the guests to be able to walk around. So, I need a wall. It's just general layout of the park. I need to devote my space to scenery and the bus tour, but then I need to think about theme park side of things as well. And I want to mix. At the moment, it's looking like a studio. You wouldn't even know it's a theme park at the moment. And I really want to mix of this because I want to put some really cool roller coasters in as well. I do want also to get some rides in just so the guests can, start to actually get in and actually go on a few rides. Just like when I put the pirate ship in that last park, it seemed to just take off and the guests use it, and I like that. It gives them something to go towards, and I think rides are a driving factor in the mechanics of the game. So, this 50s diner is looking a bit washed out by the size of these studios, but we'll we put fences in as well. We will continue with fencing, but I want the studio tour to be this is the teaser, and what's happening behind it is really what they want to see, including a Jaws ride and the lake and all this sort of stuff. So, okay. I might leave it at this episode. I think next episode we'll start to plan out the next section of the park and add in maybe our first ride. I hope you enjoyed episode 5. Is that episode 5? It might be episode 4. I think it is episode 4 actually. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.